What's up, everyone? I'm Ashley Smashley, and in this video, we're going to talk about how people can change. If you are new here, smash that like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment below. On this channel, we talk all things spiritual awakening, the light and the dark, so we can become aware and integrate, because that's necessary to become the version of you that can live out your infinite potential. And I used to be diagnosed borderline personality disorder with psychosis. I checked every single criteria for that diagnosis in the DSM. Okay? Now, I meet none of them. Okay? And there's this common theme, or they say that people with personality disorders, I'm going to be lumping like serious mental illness or personality disorders all in like one category in this video, such as narcissistic personality disorder. And I don't really know about psychopaths. Let's leave psychopaths out of this because psychopaths are born that way, so I don't really know if they can change. But people that develop these mental illnesses over the course of their life, okay? Once you have a spiritual awakening, you start to become aware. And if you actually want the healing, it will come to you, okay? So they say that narcissists can't change, or people borderlines can't change. And really, all these patterns of behavior are emotional avoidance tools. So if you get to the root, which is the emotional energy that's in your body, and you process the emotion properly by feeling it from a place of non-judgment in a higher state of consciousness, and you allow the emotion to exist, the energy will process out of you, and then you no longer need those behaviors as a distraction tool from your emotions. And just look around. Look on social media, right? There are countless self-aware narcissists out there making content right now. And so, yeah, it's clear to me. I don't know, like maybe, that would be true. That statement would be true 5, 10, 20 years ago. I don't know. Like that people can't change, that narcissists can't change, that borderlines can't change. That once upon a time was true. Okay, but more people are becoming aware, right? It's only been in the last however many years that, people talking about narcissists has blown up. So more people are aware, more people are calling people out, more people with these personality disorders are becoming aware. But like for my example, in my life, these patterns of behavior were ruining my life. And I was determined to end these patterns of behavior. And I got led to this emotional processing on my own, intuitively. I didn't learn about it online, or I didn't learn about it somewhere else. I just started doing it. And my life changed. I am a completely different person than I was 5, 10, 20 years ago. If you know me in real life, anyone who actually knows me in real life and has known me will tell you that. I'm a completely different person. I used to have no control over my emotions. If someone told me that I could control my emotions, I would tell them that they were crazy. I thought I had no control over my patterns of behavior. I was just acting out of impulse all the time. And all these horrible, like these bad, just harmful behaviors and all of it, I don't do 99.9% of that stuff anymore. I still have distraction tools, okay? I'm not going to lie. Everyone has distraction tools, but as you release these very dense energies and you actually face your trauma and face your emotions, your distraction tools will go from extremely harmful to less harmful. So don't get stuck on this narrative that people can't change, okay, or that the past predicts the future. That's just simply not true for certain people. If you want to take control of your emotions in your life, you can. All right? It doesn't matter what diagnosis you have. I used to have psychotic episodes. Every 2 months or so, I would have a psychotic episode for 2 weeks. And I would literally think, not that I was me, that I was a cannibalistic serial killer. And I would live in this little delusional world. And most of the time, I would end up checking myself in to like these psychiatric intervention centers or take myself to the ER because I was afraid of myself and what I was capable of. But somewhere along the line, I got clean and sober in 2014, and I went through the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, and I did the 12 steps. I actually did them all. I've actually done the 12 steps like 4 times. But that changed my life. I had no idea that I was creating all of my own problems with my choices. And that all of my behaviors were distraction tools from emotions. And this has been a process. It's been a long process for me to get here. But I never gave up on myself. All right, so if you are diagnosed with a mental illness or some kind of personality disorder, you can change. You can. Don't listen to people who say you can't change. All right? You have to be willing to face your emotions. And when I was in the beginning, what really helped me was changing my diet and exercising. Our neurotransmitters require specific nutrients for our body to produce them. And if you go look at the research on like schizophrenias and the different subtypes of schizophrenias and these mental illnesses, they all test deficient in the same nutrients. I wonder why. Because the nutrients they're the precursor for the neurotransmitters that these people are lacking. So if you want to change your life, change your diet and exercise and start meditating and be willing to face your emotions. If you have a spiritual awakening and you go into your shadow work, you can heal your personality disorder. Okay, and end these behaviors that are harmful not only to yourself, but to the people around you. Don't you get tired? I got so tired of saying the same thing over and over. Sorry, I was drunk. I'm sorry I did that. I was drunk. I'm sorry. I was drunk. I'm so sick of it. Of making excuses for my behavior. And I just put an end to it. I have said multiple times, like, that I have to come up with a different life plan. Like, it's do or die time. And yeah, in the beginning of my recovery, I did relapse a few times. And then I got to the point where that would never happen again. Because I have better, less harmful distraction tools, better coping skills. I don't have to reach for drugs or alcohol to avoid feeling my emotions anymore. I will go into it instead. Or if I need a distraction tool, I'll find something less harmful, like food or social media or the gym or actually just facing it. Even though I'm scared. Scared to go into my heart. This is not easy, but it is worth it. I promise you, you can face your emotions and process the energy out of your body properly, and you will no longer meet the criteria for these mental illnesses and personality disorders. So don't buy into the narrative that people can't change, because they can, and I am living proof of that. If you like this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video.